Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. Welcome to your full moon eclipse in Taurus reading. This full moon eclipse is happening on the 28th or the 29th, which is Saturday or Sunday this week coming up, depending on where you are in the world. Ooh, we're talking about wealth. That does not suck. Okay, let's see what's going on with that. I'm going to actually get all the cards out before I get started because I've been sick, and so I'm a little distracted. You guys have a lot of cards coming. Oh, you have the card of purse. We are definitely talking about money. Okay. So we'll get more into those. I'm going to do the night. Wow, you have a lot. Okay. I do want to say that this full moon in Taurus that's happening, there is something about it with your chart. I just want to look at it real quick. 5 degrees. 5 degrees of Libra. That's not it. Okay, so Sun is at 5 degrees. No, that's not it. All right. Oh, it said 24 degrees. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So you guys, listen. The South Node in your sign is sitting right there, 11 degrees away from this eclipse, where the Sun is, and the Sun has a lot of energy around it. It is conjunct with Mars and Mercury, and so there is a letting go that always comes in with an eclipse, right? That's always what it's about. A full moon is always about letting go. Eclipse is always about letting go. We just had that new moon eclipse in your sign, and so there's all of this release. And part of what needs to be released for you guys is going to have a lot to do with, all right, if you are a Libra rising in particular, your second house of finances, which is ruled by Taurus, is Scorpio. And so I could see how this is going to, particularly for Libra risings, okay? But they're telling me this is for everybody, okay? So there's definitely something going on there. Does this go here or here? Oh, this is so interesting. Okay, wow. All right, guys. You're going to have a big reading, so settle in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up, please, and help this channel out, and to and hit the notification bell when you subscribe, because my readings are not as timed as like they used to be. They're not on a schedule. So overall energy, you had a lot that came out for overall energy, but you have both of the masculine energies that came out, right? So this is a very aggressive, going for it, kind of Aries energy. And this is Libra energy, right? Sitting there open to receiving. I find that very interesting. And between them, there's the book, the diary, the book of secrets. You can't really see it easily, but there's a key in the lock. It's the balance between taking action and receiving. And so a diary is always about what our authentic truth is and what is important to us, and the things that we kind of keep hidden away from the rest of the world and we don't necessarily let them know about, right? What the things well, unless you have a mother like mine. Mostly we get to write in our diaries and not have, every page poured over and read. Don't even get me started. Okay, so the wealth card for your overall energy. Let's see what else we have going on here, Libra. Wow, there is an opportunity here for a lot of happiness to come in, because you have two cards that said happiness on them. Okay, so but boy, there's a handful of stuff going on here. All right, so I want to pull these cards too before I get too much into it, but it says, purse says, pay attention to your finances. Okay? Pay attention to your finances. That book also, this is receiving, this is receiving, and this is spending. You could look at it that way, like the book, like your balance book, your checkbook, or I don't know if you keep a monthly budget or not, but what you bring in, receive, and what you pay out, and tracking where you spend and how you spend your money. It might be an eye opener. Like if you keep even your gas receipts for like a month, just a normal typical month, and you go through your grocery bill. And I don't know why we're talking about budget, but here we go. Somebody needs this. Because with all, we all talk about, inflation, and honestly, look at those, they're all making record profits, so they don't need to be charged as much as they do. So it does have us having to take a look at where we're spending our money. And where can we cut some stuff back that maybe we don't need so much of, because there's other things that are maybe more affordable or more important or something like that. And so there's like a recalibration going on here. So this eclipse, being a Taurus eclipse, which is all about money, you having wealth show up, and the purse showing up, I think a definite budget diet, right? Where you go through and you just, it's kind of like what you do with your food, right? Like when you, like, I'm putting on a few pounds, then you stop and you take 2 or 3 days and you record everything you're eating, and you're like, oh, I didn't know I was eating that much of that, or I'm not eating enough of that, and you make some tweaks. I feel like that's part of this, okay? So here we have the older man, dealings or relationships with an older man. So there's a lot of ways to look at this. You may have received an inheritance. Pay attention to how you spend that money out, right? It may be a boss, right? Older man doesn't, to me, it's action. So it doesn't necessarily mean a male, but these cards are kind of specific, so maybe it does. But a boss, about, a raise, or an older man doesn't mean anything bad, or it's not good or bad. There's an older man who's somehow involved in this situation. This card, though, this is fears, worries, and tense situations. And so a lot of times we don't know what's going on. It makes us nervous. But if we shine the light on it and we write everything down and we know what's going on, then we're like, oh, well, at least I see what's happening. Because you can't make a plan. And you need to make a plan because you have the card of strategy here, the fox and the outgoing energy. You need a plan, but you can't do it unless you gather all the information that you need. And so you do have news is on the way. So I think you're going to get information that's going to help you sort through some of this. And then out of the other pile, we got an angel, spiritual guidance and protection from harm. The key to the situation, you have protection from harm, spiritual energy, right here. Spirit's got your back is the key to the situation. And so it's coming through from the angelic realms. Could be a guardian angel, or it could be that you call on an archangel. Thank you. Raguel. Archangel Raguel will help you to create balance in your finances. So there's someone to talk to. Like, just call him in. I get a masculine energy from him. They don't really have masculine, feminine. They're both kind of. But anyway, I always pick that up as a very much of a, that could be the older man, a very much of a King of Pentacles almost energy. Like very grounded, down to earth kind of, just funny to say about an angel, energy of this is the action you have to take, do this, If you really tune in, then in your heart, you'll be like, well, I should do this. And if you have to make the calls, right? Do the things you got to do, Libra. So you have the shield. You may need to defend yourself. So we're coming to the end of the year. Make sure you have, if you're someone who claims a lot of stuff for your taxes, make sure you have the receipts, right? Like, get your stuff in order now, because, it's not that long. We're about to hit the the holiday season, then the next thing you know, it's tax season. So how about you get your ducks in a row now so that it's easier later, right? Plus Mercury is going to go into shadow soon. I want to say too soon. It feels like it just cleared its shadow. I think we get about 4 weeks until it starts going into shadow again, and it will be last degrees of Sagittarius, early degrees of Capricorn, where it'll be doing its retrograde. And so that is money, Capricorn energy. So, you know, get that stuff together. You have the pig, beware of greed. I just heard corporate greed. Okay, so that could be where are you spending money that you don't need to be, but also take a look. Are you being overcharged for things? Check your credit card statements. Check your credit card statements. Are you being charged for something? Like, did you? I just had this happen, and I need to go do this actually. But I've been sick this week. They're like, oh, your shipment's on the way, and I'm like, but I didn't sign up for a subscription on that, so there shouldn't be a shipment. I need to go see if I got charged for it, and then where the shipment went because I didn't get it. Although I got an email that said I did. So I feel like kind of getting into the details. But here, the action to take is flowers, which is the card of happiness. And here you have the bluebird, and it also says flowers, though. You can't read that because of the lighting. There we go. It says flowers, and it says happiness. So two really interesting things here, that you would get cards that totally line up with what's going through in the center here. How do you transform the situation? You get off the merry-go-round. You move in a new direction. You do something different to create the healing, to sort out the situation. So this little horse is broken free. It's going over the rainbow. It's no longer attached to the carousel, right? There is a need to really break free of a situation. And so where are you spending money that you don't need? Where do you want to save for? That's interesting. Hold on. Okay. I almost feel like you have a goal, a dream, something could be retirement, could be a trip, could be an addition to your house, could be a new house. I think most people are going to stay where they are for a while, though. But whatever this thing is, that this big, and it feels big, could be saving for your kids, to go to college, anything. There's a lot of concern about how much money you're receiving, for sure. In the area of resources, in the fish house, we have the fish. So you're definitely focused on money in some way or the other. And it's hard not to be right now. And you're like, but because what you've been seeking information about is the dog, and the dog wants to go out and play, for some of you may just be trying to get together enough money to make your home a place where you want a staycation or to go on a vacation. Or maybe you want an RV, or I don't know. It feels very much like, how do I bring more fun into my life, right? To create the balance, that you're seeking. And so the answers, though, are coming from inside, because you have the snake in the heart space. And this snake is interesting in this deck because it's the snake that takes the bite out of the apple of knowledge and wisdom. So sometimes information isn't what you want to hear, but I don't ever really think it hurts, because you can't unsee what you see. You can't unknow what you know. But I prefer to make decisions based on the most information I can gather, right? I really think that's important. Another card strategy here. Wow. So it's kind of like the Adam and Eve snake, right? The tree of wisdom and knowledge. Again, I think this is really you getting inside of your heart and having conversation with yourself significant other if necessary, right? If you have one, then it's necessary if we're talking money. It could be a matter of self-discipline, although we didn't get the whips, which is nice. Rihanna's trying to say something. Hold on. So I don't know, because I've been doing a few readings now, but this full moon was a new moon, April 22nd of 2020. So on April 22nd of 2020, in that time frame, you had something on your mind. Something that was a seed of intention that's now coming to fruition. And so we have the full moon. You can see it behind her. She has the white horse. That's conscious choice. That's conscious action. But because it's in the moonlight, it's conscious action, but it comes from within, right? The moon is our inner knowing, our inner working. It's our inner knowing. This one's called inner strength. Do you have the courage and the strength to do the thing that needs to be done, to let go of the thing that is holding you back from the dream? That's what it feels like. Rihanna worked from within an unjust social structure to improve her circumstances. Rather than trying to escape it entirely, a goddess of strength and sovereignty. She encourages us to heal the inner victim. So your sign with the South Node going through it and opposing Chiron in Aries is definitely working through the inner, the inner self-belief of self-worth and self-value. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Taurus is all about self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. And even though we're talking about money, do you truly believe you're worth it? Do you believe you're worthy of it? Oh my God. Look, you guys. Okay, so here we have the chessboard. This is this right here, right? Strategy and the commitment to the plan, right? This is making a plan and committing to it. That ring there. I mean, for some of you, it might be about committing to an engagement, but I do not getting that here at all. But just in case that's your story, I don't want to neglect to say that. But this feels more like the commitment, right? And so there's a cyclical nature to things. And if we grow up in families where money is not an issue, we never think money is an issue. If we grow up in families where it's hard to find 2 nickels to scrape together, and sometimes there was no dinner, or other times dinner was cereal, or because it just wasn't anything to go around. Then we tend to always think that life is supposed to be a struggle. My father-in-law used to say, every time as soon as money comes in, it always goes right back out. And for him, that was true. And but then his son grew up believing that. And so there was never any idea that you could plan or anything. And my mother was always meticulous about counting every penny and knowing where they all were. But that was just because we need to have this much for this and this much for this, and hopefully we make it to the end of the month. And so between those two energies, that was a really difficult financial situation, right? One of us was ultra responsible, and the other one was loosey-goosey, and oh my God, what a freaking nightmare that was. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So here we have this butterfly cage. And the door's open, and one of the butterflies has left. But I want you to look at how big, you don't need to open the door. like, that only one of them decided to leave after the door was open is funny. They didn't realize they were free to leave. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they couldn't because their wings are spread out. Maybe they really did need the cage open, but there's still 3s trapped in there. But so these butterflies, their change is setting you free. And that is the eclipse, the South Node moving through your sign. That's the eclipse season that we're in. There's changes happening. And actually, it almost feels like, maybe this was the new moon eclipse we just had. And then this blue one sitting here getting ready to come out might be this full moon eclipse that's happening in Taurus. And then we'll have one, excuse me, in Aries. And then another one in your sign. That might be the 4 butterflies. But the obstacle has been the dream. The obstacle has been, can I catch that star? I'm so sorry, I've been sick. I might have to cut this off. I'm going to pause, you guys. Well, that was fun. Okay, so I want you to see what's happening here. There's the balloons. To me, balloons are like dreams and wishes that, if you let them go, if you set them free, they'll go forever, right? But the balloons are coming in and they're bringing in the pieces. And she has a mask on. But look what she's making. She is making the picture of herself without the mask. It's like I call back all the pieces and the parts of me across all lifetimes and all timelines. I am my own. What does that mean? It means you are the master creator of your life. These are like thoughts coming in, these pieces, right? Air's thoughts. You're an air sign. Your thoughts matter. That is your creative superpower, right? So as you think the positive things about your ability to manifest and create, and you bring them in, you create the picture of your own wholeness, where you can manifest and create whatever you want. Look at this. You have this magician. Look how powerful he is. This is you. What you think about, you manifest, you create, you bring about. That's your energy. You can bring anything into 3D that you want. And if you've been raised in a situation where, you didn't think it was possible to either create money, to have enough money, to hold on to enough money in order to chase your dream down, to have this thing that you want, the opportunity to play more, to enjoy life more, whatever it is that you're looking for, it is the self-knowledge and the self-wisdom. When you go inside yourself and you think about, where do I get these ideas? Where did they come from? And are they true for me now? And so if you think about, this is in the area of thoughts, feelings, actions. And in the area of resources, we have money. So when you think about money, think about how big and abundant you can be. How much you can bring in. Look, these little fish are swimming in one way, but this one, this big, huge rainbow trout, man, he's going his own way. You're not tied down to what has come before you. You have the opportunity to manifest so much more because you are a creator being. You are a creator being. Did I get one of these? No. Let's do that first. There's so much power going on here. And so the game plan, take control of the situation. Where are you now? What are you working toward? What is it you want to manifest and create? Love it. Okay, you got Little Red Riding Hood, and it says, I am not a victim. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You're not a victim of your raising. You're not a victim of the beliefs that have been given to you. You're not a victim. Empower yourself, right? Empower yourself. So here we've got this, looks like Aries, the god of war, and he's got on the Mars insignia. Well, Mars is in Scorpio right now. It's at home. And Mars at home is pretty powerful. And so there's this opportunity for you to really dig deep inside of yourself. You're going to need a plan. You're going to need to commit to the plan. And every time you're going to have to stick to the plan. But it starts with knowing that you are worthy, right? Knowing that you are worthy, that you can manifest and create anything. I don't know which one we're going to do. Maybe we're doing both here. You are changing the way you view yourself and speaking up and out. Others see you as an advocate for justice and fair play. You defend others by being who you are, simply by refusing to hide or be fearful. By waking up every day despite hardships, you are showing so many the way to live. You have made friends with your strength, your inner strength, and while people have mistaken you for a pushover, you know when the time comes, you are a strong person that cannot be stopped. Like a wolf, you have fur and claws and brothers and sisters who will help you if you only so much as call on their energy. But to find them, you must connect with the wolf within. It is time to travel a new path, crossing a wood that seems empty and cold, but you will not be alone, right? Spirit has your back. You will not be alone. Or as helpless as others seem to think you'll be. You are not prey. You will have strong and unconventional allies. And you will travel at night. You will travel at night. Okay, you will travel at night across lands. I want to say that means you may not necessarily, it will seem like you're sometimes stumbling around in the dark. Like you really can't see exactly where you're going. There's a need to really trust your intuition, right? You really do. And trust and believe in yourself. You will connect most to the spirit of the wolf. The wolf knows how to run with the pack and how to stand alone. And like the wolf, you must be prepared to defend yourself, even if it means facing a fight. There is a time to stand your ground and face the enemy, and that time has come, brave ones. And so again, I do think that there may be somebody who's, you may have to make some calls. Dude, I didn't order that. I need to return this. Nope, you're going to give me back my money. Whatever the heck, right? You may have to stand up. You may have to stand up to creditors as you work your way through situations. It doesn't seem entirely easy. It seems entirely important. We have, and this is an 8, by the way, and the number 8 is self-mastery. So you're definitely being called to boss up in your own life. You know, I know the South Node is going through your sign, and that's usually pretty difficult. And so I'm not saying that it's not a difficult time, but I will say that you are not being stressed with really a lot of hard aspects. You're being helped a lot along the way. And Pluto is getting ready to move into Aquarius, which will also help you to make changes. That energy will flow towards you, make things easier for you. This card says goals, dedication, and process. When we are motivated by goals that have deep meaning, by dreams that need completion, your star here in the challenge position, by pure love that needs expressing, then we truly live life. In a larger metaphysical sense, our journey through life is said to be full of transformation from an imperfect, corruptible state toward perfect, healthy, and everlasting state. What does not kill us makes us stronger. Thus, painful or difficult changes that we endure can, in theory, burnish us, which means to polish us, in a spiritual sense to a high golden shine. We can also seek out knowledge, opportunity, and challenge. It is not necessary to merely allow life to happen to us. You need a plan. Don't allow life to happen anymore. Make a plan. Work the plan. Make the commitment to yourself for your own happiness, the thing that it is that you want, that big dream. There's no reason you shouldn't have it. Literally none. You are more than worthy, Libra. You are more than worthy. You are worthy of all the joy and the happiness and the wealth and the abundance and everything that you want to bring into your life. You are completely 100% worthy. And so you need to remind yourself of that daily by taking actions daily that support that belief. So even if you only, write down every day what your mileage is or whatever. Like, start taking control of finances. Do it as a daily practice. If you just do it for a few minutes every day, it's not a big job, right? Getting yourself organized at first, that might take some time. But then after that, so show up for yourself, do what you have to do. Do it because you know you are worth your own effort, right? You are worth your own effort. All right. Libra, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for leaving me comments and subscribing. Hit the notification bell. I'm not on a regular schedule anymore, so that's the only way you're going to know when the video is uploaded. Leaving a comment puts you in the drawing for the free reading that I do. And so join me on Facebook because I notify over there and here, but it seems like over there is where everybody finds the notification about who gets the free reading. And I do a lot more about astrology over there. All right, you guys take care. I'll talk to you again soon.